Hey guys, it's me. Back for another week. I hope you've been enjoying the vlogs that I've been posting so far. Like I said, a lot of them are kind of dumb, but I've been having fun doing them for you guys. So today is Saturday. I don't even know what the date is. I think the 27th. Anywho, today is Saturday the 27th. It's about 1:30. I just got done seeing my niece, one of my nieces, Aubrey, in her dance recital. She had her dance recital this morning. She was the cutest. She has an older sister, Amelia, who's in dance, who I've been going to her dance recitals. And Amelia is my niece who's very focused when she dances. You can tell that she thinks a lot about being a perfectionist. Aubrey is a ham. I can totally tell she is meant for the stage. She is so expressive. She was so she was a ham. I don't know how else to explain it. She would be great in theater, and I told her mom that. So I hope her mom gets her in some theater, because she just, all the eyes were drawn to her. And then even my sister-in-law Amanda said that when she went back to get Aubrey from the backstage area, she kept getting stopped, where everybody was like, my eyes were drawn to her every single time. So Aubrey's going to be my little actress. So I'm very excited about that, because we all know that I'm a little actress. I'm not little, but you know what I mean. So, yay! So hopefully she gets that girl on the stage in more than just dance recitals. So it was a lot of fun. The costumes were actually very, very pretty. There wasn't a single costume that I didn't like. And it kind of got me thinking a little bit about how they make costumes a lot differently nowadays than they did when I was in dance. So the next dance recital is in 2-3 weeks. That would be Amelia's dance recital. Amelia goes to a different dance school because she's a little older. She goes to the same dance school that I am temporarily teaching at. You can see one of my other blogs, and maybe I'll try to link it above in the video. But she goes to a different dance dance school, and it's the same dance school that I'm temporarily teaching at. So I'm going to go to that one. So that'll be really exciting. So now I am sitting in the parking lot of Meijer, kind of like how I was last weekend when I started with my vlog. So I decided, since I'm in town, because as most of you know, I don't live right in town. I live about 20 miles or 20 minutes outside of town. So I figured, well, while I'm in town, I'm going to go grocery shopping. So it's about 1:30. I actually have a lot of groceries to get this time, because we are leaving next Saturday. We are leaving on our cross-country trip out west on our way to Seattle. So as most of you also know, we bought Noah a car. I'll try to link it up above as well if you haven't watched those vlogs. So we bought Noah a car, so we will start our journey next Saturday. So I have a lot to get, because I'm going to try to bring like a cooler just of snacky stuff, because we don't want to eat every single meal on the road, especially lunches and stuff like that. So just kind of snacky stuff and stuff that we can, like, if we have to stop and grab lunch and stuff. Just because you get really sick of eating out and things like that. So that's what I'm doing. But then tomorrow is Sunday, and as you know, Sunday night is Game of Thrones night. Yay! Episode 3. It's the Battle of Winterfell. So I will be doing another review tomorrow after the episode is done. But I'll post some more videos and stuff like that of different things. I'm sure I'm doing something tomorrow. I don't remember what. I'm sure I'm doing something. I'm always busy on the weekends with some kind of project. So come along with me on this adventure, and I will post more later. So yeah, come along. Thanks, and I will chat with you soon. Bye.
morning, guys. It is Sunday. Oh, I don't even know the date. The 28th, I think. What was the date when I told you yesterday? April 28th. Just wanted to catch up with you this morning. Tonight is Game of Thrones night. But also this morning, Matt begged me. He didn't beg me. He didn't really have to pull my arm that much. But I went to go bright and early this morning. I went down to St. John's Lutheran Church, which is right down the road from where we live. It's actually our old church. We used to go to that church before we went back to our original church in Green Bay, which is Calvary Lutheran. So we go to Calvary Lutheran now. But every 2 times a year, spring and fall, the men's group at St. John's Lutheran Church sells booyah. And if you're not familiar with booyah, they cook it in these like big copper drums over wood fire. It's just really, really good. It takes a long time to make it. So we always go down and get 2 quarts of booyah, and that usually lasts us about a couple lunches. So I have it right here. So I'll show you. I'll take some pictures of it. So that is what I did this morning. And I always like supporting the local church, especially my old church and everything like that. So then also what I'm going to do today, and I'll take some videos of it, I'm going to make some pre-made smoothie packs for Matt and I for the rest of the week. I'm going to do the laundry, and then at 4 o'clock today, I need to head to the theater just real quick for a quick meeting to kind of get because it's the first rehearsal for Footloose. So we cast the show of Footloose last week, and today's the first rehearsal. And I usually attend the first rehearsal just for about the first 20 minutes, just to go over some paperwork and hand out some basic information. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll come home. I don't know what we're doing for dinner. Matt mentioned maybe grilling out for dinner. I don't know. I got to talk to him more about that. But then it's Game of Thrones tonight. So exciting. Another thing that I'm doing that I'm going to do a longer video on this, but maybe I'll take some videos of it. We are leaving next Saturday, so I am starting to pack. So this morning, before I went to grab the booyah, I just kind of started to throw some various items. I brought my suitcase up, and I started to throw some various items kind of near my suitcase that I'm thinking about bringing with. I already have my list all started and everything like that, but I'll kind of go through my closet today and see if there's some other items that I can just start kind of putting in a pile. But I'll do a longer video, a packing video showing what I usually bring on a long road trip such as this, how I pack it, things like that. So maybe that'll give you guys some ideas of what to pack on your trips if you're ever going on a road trip. So more to come. So thanks for coming along with me. Ooh, yeah. So more to come. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Hey guys, so as promised, here are my smoothies. So basically what I do is I separate them out into individual freezer bags. And then in the morning, what I do is I would just grab, this is one, and then I would just grab 2 of them, one for Matt and one for me. And then I put them in the blender. And it's a nice kind of way to eat healthy and get a lot of nutrients in the morning. I used to do this a long time ago, and I actually really, really like them. So I'm starting to try to get back into it. So some of the things that I have, and these are green smoothies. So like in this one, I have every smoothie has a banana for consistency purposes. And then this one has some pineapple. And then every bag has some spinach. And I know you're thinking, ew, spinach with all that fruit. Actually, you can't even taste the spinach when you blend it all up. And the spinach has a ton of proteins. So it's a really, really good way to get, not proteins, I meant a ton of nutrients. I meant to say nutrients. So it's a really, really good way to get the extra nutrients. This one has the spinach, but I added some blueberries. These 2 have strawberries in them. This one's strawberries and blueberries, and I added some honey, and I might add some more honey when I actually do it. This one, just blueberries with the banana, and I added some honey. And then these last 2 here are, again, blueberries with the banana and then no honey. So I'll seal these all up and then shove them in the freezer, and then I will have, it's an easy way to just grab a smoothie in the morning and then to start your day off with some really good nutrients. One thing that I did forget to mention, that with these smoothies that I have right here in the bag, what you do is you grab them in the morning and you actually put them in the blender, and then you put a half a cup of milk in there. you do have to put a little bit of liquid. Not much because of the freezing properties. Some of the freezing makes it a little liquidy, but you do have to put a half a cup of milk. You don't have to do milk. You can do, we do fat-free milk, but you can do orange juice. Some people do water if they don't want to have the extra fat in the milk. Some people do almond milk. Some people do coconut milk. I do fat-free milk, which I like. But I've done apple juice sometimes, I've done orange juice, but I didn't want to add sugar. So that is one thing that you do have to add every morning with your smoothie, and then you just blend it all up and put it in your cup and go. You guys, it's Monday what is it, the 29th? Yeah, I think it's the 29th. I'm in my home office today, working from home today, and just wanted to get do a little video about what my thoughts were about Game of Thrones episode 3 last night. I would have done my review last night after the episode, but to be honest, I was just so on edge, and I'll explain a little bit more why. I was so emotional, and it was a very stressful episode. So I just felt like I wasn't in the right frame of mind. So Game of Thrones episode 3, it was the Battle of Winterfell. This was an episode that we were waiting for a long time. The Night King and his army were coming. I was fully expecting Winterfell to fall. I wasn't expecting everyone to die, but I was expecting that there were going to be some of our favorite characters who were going to die. I was expecting the crypts, the Winterfell crypts, that the dead people would have start coming out of the crypts. I was totally expecting that. That did happen. But yes, it was, I was preparing for one of the dragons to also die. So then that way Dany would only be with one dragon. Did not. There were moments where the dragons got badly injured and I'm screaming at the TV just because I have this thing where I don't like animals to get hurt. Ghost made an appearance for literally a hot 2 seconds right in the beginning. No idea. Ghost is probably dead. He ran into the fray. Ghost is more likely dead, but I don't know. They didn't really show him dying, and I just have this feeling that he's probably not dead. But anywho, it was such a good episode. It was so good, even though it was stressful, even though I was on the edge of my seat and I feel like I was sweating. I went through 3 glasses of wine. It was so good. So, who died? Jorah Mormont died. That was actually really, really sad. It was an actual, it was a very, very sweet moment at the very end because Dany was very, very upset, and then her dragon came and like protected them while she was crying over him. So unfortunately he died. The leader of the Night's Watch, he died. I actually kind of really liked him. Beric died, and that was actually also a very, very sweet moment because Arya, he died like basically saving Arya. So that was cool. And Theon died, and that was also just like heart-wrenching because right before he died, because he died protecting Bran. Bran looked at him and said, Theon, you're a good man. And Theon needed that. I think his development over the last 7 seasons has been, he started off as this good man and just took a dive and was tortured and just emotionally and physically, and just kind of this last season really wanted to redeem himself, and he just wanted to, he wanted to feel like he did redeem himself. And I think hearing that from Bran right before he charged the Night King and died, I think hearing from Bran that he is a good man was something that he really, really needed. So I'm tearing up. It was such a sweet moment. So yeah. And then of course, spoilers, the Night King died, and he died in a way that nobody expected. Even I didn't expect it. Arya actually killed him. I was expecting there to be like this huge showdown between Jon and the Night King because Jon has the Valyrian steel that can kill the Night King. But what ended up happening is with a little pushing from Melisandre, who also died, the Red Woman died at her own hand. Like she just kind of killed herself. Anywho, but the Red Woman showed up and was actually a huge, huge help in, creating the fire and stuff like that. But Melisandre, the Red Woman, kind of gave Arya a little bit of a push. And I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting the episode to go in that direction. And so that was like really cool when Arya showed up and basically kind of tricked the Night King and just stabbed him with her Valyrian steel dagger. And so the Night King died, thus all of his minions underneath died. So the Night King and the White Walkers and his whole entire army is gone. So that was also a little unexpected, that this whole Night King, Night Army thing would have basically been wrapped up mid-season. So now we can spend the rest of the season focusing on Cersei and her sellswords and that whole thing, because that's going to be a whole nother battle as well. And that might have a little bit of a personal undertone to it because of the fact that her brothers, Jaime and Tyrion, basically abandoned her to join, to fight against the White Walkers and the Night King and stuff like that. So that's going to be really, really interesting how that develops. So all in all, my review, it was such a good episode, so worth it. I might actually watch it again. I have a couple podcasts that I listen to that I enjoy listening to after I watch the shows. They're kind of recaps. They're very interesting, but I'm trying to save them because, as you know, we're going to out west. We leave on Saturday morning, so I'm trying to save my podcasts for Saturday because they're both like 3-4 hour long podcasts. So those podcasts are going to be good things to listen to on the road. So I'm trying to save that for Saturday. It's going to be really hard for me because I really, really want to listen to them, but I will save them for Saturday. But I actually might watch the episode again, maybe like Friday night as I'm packing some more and getting ready. I might watch the episode again. That's how good of an episode it was. Just so good. We didn't lose the characters that I thought we would lose. I thought we were going to lose Brienne. I figured we would lose Theon. I kind of knew about that. But, and then in the crypts, everybody knew this was happening. So basically what they were doing is they were saying all the women and children are going to go in the crypts for protection and stuff like that, the people who can't fight. And on the podcasts and on the boards and stuff, people were just screaming, going, okay, yeah, that's a safe place to go. Let's put all the women and children in the crypts where all the dead people are while we fight a Night King who can raise the dead. I don't know, a normal person can kind of put 2 and 2 together. And that's exactly what happened. He raised the dead, and all the dead bodies in the crypts ended up busting through the walls. Now, surprisingly, it wasn't a situation where all of a sudden Ned Stark came walking down the thing. They didn't really go into that detail. But there was a really, really sweet moment between Sansa and Tyrion. And as you know, Sansa and Tyrion used to be married. And so there were a couple sweet moments down in the crypts where they were kind of talking about their marriage. And then there was a very sweet moment, like when they were finding the dead people. There was a sweet moment between the two of them, how they kind of looked at each other and were holding hands, realizing that this was going to be the end. They did not die and the Night King ended up getting killed before that happened. But yeah, that was a really good moment too. So yeah. Oh, and I went, the preview for next week, I went through kind of scene by scene just to make sure, because the dragons were very badly injured, and you ended the episode kind of wondering, like Drogon was fine because you saw him kind of protecting Dany as she was crying over Jorah. But Rhaegal, the other dragon, you kind of wondered, like he kind of crashed somewhere and you wondered, okay, is Rhaegal okay? The episode next week, I kind of went scene by scene just to make sure the two dragons, and yes, there are 2 dragons, so they must be okay. Thank God. I had this thing about animals getting hurt. The episode where Viserion ended up dying last season, I have a hard time watching that episode. Oh, Viserion, her dragon, he died last season, was brought back by the Night King as like a dead zombie dragon. He is now dead because the Night King who brought Viserion back as the dead zombie dragon, because he died, Viserion died. So kind of sad. Okay. So that's it. That's my thoughts. So thanks for joining me on this adventure. I hope you had a good time. If you're a Game of Thrones fan, I hope you enjoyed the episode as much as me. If you're not a Game of Thrones fan, I think you should start binge watching. So yeah, I'm going to do another vlog later this week, a packing vlog as I pack for our out west trip to kind of show you guys what I pack, how I pack, maybe little tricks and tips and things like that. So expect that this week. Otherwise, I always say this at the end, I will see you real soon. Bye.